Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make an Alpine container. Now, Alpine troughs and containers are one of my favourite things to do in the garden. It's a little bit of a project. I have got this beautiful old stone trough to make mine in, but you can use any container you like. You could repurpose an old tin bath, I've done them in those before, or if you've got an old ceramic pot that you want to give a new lease of life, anything terracotta, or anything smaller than this, anything stone that kind of looks like it could be in keeping. You'll see what I mean when I'm going to add some boulders and some more rocks to this to make it look nice and natural. Now, the great thing about Alpines is they look good all year round. Unlike summer bedding, which these beautiful baskets are around me, these plants will die back at the first sign of frost and they won't come back next year, whereas Alpine plants are perennial, so they will come back every year. So I've got a selection here and I'm going to show you how to create your own little miniature rockery, essentially. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is artfully arrange my boulders. Now, there is no right or wrong in this. It's just about trying to recreate something as natural looking as possible. So if you think boulders in the wild, if you can use that term for boulders, they wouldn't fall evenly spaced. So it's about kind of clustering them in small groups and making it look, as natural as possible, like they've just fallen there. Okay, so now I've got my boulders in. Here are my plants. I've got quite a selection of things. I've got lots of things that will spread. This is called Celine and it has a white flower on it. I could show you the picture here. It's a lovely white flower and it flowers late summer and it's semi-evergreen, so you will always have some form. Now I'm going to arrange these before I plant them just so I can get an idea of heights and where I want things to go. This is a lovely Sedum lizard. It's a really cute little one and it's got lovely kind of fleshy foliage, so I'm going to pop that at the front. Now this is another Celine, but this only gets to 10 centimetres. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one, the first one at the back, because that gets a 15 and it's going to give me a nice bit of height. And I'm going to put the shorter one towards the front. So it's just like when you plant in a border. You'll put your taller things at the back, if you've got a hedge or a wall behind. Taller things at the back, down to your lower things at the front. And essentially I'm doing the same thing here because I've got the wall here and it's going to be seen from this side. So I'm going tall things down to shorter things at the front. Now this lovely little thing is Erodium and it's beautiful. It's got these tiny little flowers and they're kind of veined with pink and it forms a lovely little tight rosette. It's really neat and tidy. So I'm going to put that there at the front and that's going to be set off really nicely against those stone. Now I've got a poppy. I'll pop that in at the back. And a good old Viola. Now you can actually eat Viola flowers, if you didn't know that. You can pick them and put them in your salads. They look really pretty as well if you sugar them, candy them and decorate cakes with them, or you can put them in ice cubes. Now this has to be one of my favourites. They have a bit of a reputation to be old lady plants, I suppose, because they're called pinks or Dianthus. But they smell amazing. I just absolutely love them. You used to see them in kind of fussy bouquets, I suppose, in the 70s and 80s. But the little Alpine ones like this are just so pretty. And they smell delicious. I think there needs to be a Dianthus comeback. If it was up to me, everyone would have one in their garden. And against the grey, that pop of pink against the grey stone looks amazing. Then I've got a little thyme. This is a little compact thyme called Golden Queen, this one. And I think it might be a lemon thyme. Actually, yeah, it is. So it smells lovely. As you'll be able to pick it just by the back door here. Come to your little Alpine trough and pick some fresh thyme. I'll pop that one in there. I've got a lovely little Primula here. This is Little Queen. And Primulas are so dainty. They've got this kind of scalloped edge to them, which is different colour. The outer petal is a different colour to the inner one. And then it changes again to bright yellow. They're really very dainty. And the thing about Alpines is, it's nice to have them raised up off the ground like this because they are so small. They're like little miniature plants. So to have them at a height where you can see them, yeah, it works really well. It kind of brings them up to eye level where you can enjoy them the most. And then I think last but not least, I've got this other Primula here. And I might put that at the back. So I'm going to get these in. And you want to plant them when you're planting them to be a little bit raised out of the soil because we're going to cover with gravel, and when the gravel is on we want that to get to the bottom of the plant. If we plant them as deep as they are in this pot, then by the time the gravel goes on it will be too high and it will kind of smother the base of the plant, and that's not what we want to happen. So leave them standing a little bit proud of the soil. Okay, now it's time to plant. Now this is just being topped up with multi-purpose compost, and if you have any homemade compost you could add that as well. The plants would really like that. And as with any container, you've got to put drainage in the bottom, and you have to feed the plants because they can't go looking for food themselves when they're in a trough like this. So every springtime it'd be worth giving them a really good feed. You could use a general fertiliser, liquid fertiliser, or you could add some slow release granules that would release over the course of the summertime. It's just really important to keep them fed. So now it's all flat, it's time for gravel. Now I've got a mixture of gravel. I've got some washed gravel and I've got some Alpine grit. The washed gravel is slightly bigger than the Alpine grit, so I'm going to put some of that down first and then the Alpine grit on top. And it's just a matter of covering all around the plants. Now I think I'm ready for my grit. Got a bit of a spread around. So you can see it's just a little bit smaller and a little bit more angular. And I'm just gonna tuck it all the way around. The base of the plant like that. Now alpines really don't like the base of them to be wet. They're really free draining plants. So that's why this is really important, because it just means that water doesn't sit around the neck of them. It will drain away. And it really is as easy as that. A lovely little project, and it's got a trough full of things that will look wonderful all year round. So if you fancy a change from bedding, have a go at this. Alpine troughs are the way to go. Plus it's got edibles in and semi-evergreen things, so there will be form here and prettiness all year round. Now if you've got any more ideas for content that you'd like to see, please do get in touch with our media team. And for any more how-to videos, visit lovegardening.com.